going on, everybody? Welcome to a fresh episode of 100% Real Talk. So listen, guys, it's been a minute, it's been a while, but we back in this thing. We did it.
Back like we never left.
Like we never left. We're going hard. So listen, guys, this is my co-host, my wife, my wonderful, beautiful wife. Say what's up, babe.
How y'all doing?
And also tell them what you representing on that shirt with that fly diamond on there.
Well, since she asked, yes. Well, this is the Final Touch Jewels, brought to you by no other than Carla, just Lady K.L.E, representing on tonight on the Hubby's podcast. Check me out on Instagram and Facebook, so you can get them Final Touch Jewels to add that final touch to your outfit.
Check her out, y'all. For real, she'll be having some fly stuff. Check her out. And listen, man. We should have did a deal. We should have did something in combination to if somebody actually watched the channel. You know, you could have.
I might do that.
We might have to do that one of these days.
I could do a giveaway.
Yeah, might have to do that. The tag team. You see how we do that?
But okay, so you gotta subscribe to the YouTube channel. Gotta share it, and you gotta run over to Facebook and like the Final Touch Jewels.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta go to Instagram and follow the Final Touch Jewels. And you gotta have proof. So you gotta screenshot everything you do. And then DM the Final Touch Jewels either on Instagram or you can DM me on Facebook on Messenger. Go to the business page though. Send your DMs there with your screenshots that you did all of those things. And then you're going to get entered in for a drawing.
That's hot.
Bam.
That's hot. That's hot right there. That was off the dome.
Boom.
Off the dome. Okay. And so, also I want to give a shout out to my boy D Money. Now it's RDMC is his name. RDMC.
Yes, with iKing Apparel. He is responsible for making this shirt. Also, he got a new single out called To Live for God and Give Praise, that's on all streaming and digital platforms. So check him out. You can pull it up on Spotify or check him out on Instagram or Facebook. Yeah.
Already. And that's why I got this shirt from. Jesus
we both
did it.
repping
Yeah, we both got it. Yeah.
We both repping
So
for the shirts he made.
Did it. And the name of his company is iKing
Apparel.
iKing Apparel. Look him up. And, if you want to, get some shirts made and get some things made or whatnot, man, hey, look your boy up. I promise
you, he going to do you right.
He will do you right. He's not going to
just throw nothing together and just send it off. He going to make sure you like the layout and everything and hook you up before he make it. And it's reasonable prices. Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to give one more shout out. And that is to my kinfolk, my boy, Walter Etan Jr. That's my boy. That's my cousin, man. I'll be seeing him on The Spot. He has a show called The Spot on Facebook, man. If y'all want to catch that show, it's real good. Good knowledge. He be spitting a good word. He's on Facebook every Thursday, I believe, at 6. At 6 o'clock, man. Go catch my boy Walt, man. Man, he spits a good word, man. I'll be listening to him, everything, and man, it's real good. It's real good, and it's called The Spot. His show is called The Spot. So shout out to him. And so now we have returned. 100% Real Talk is back on the air. So of course the I was saying the absence was because of, like I said, everybody know what I'm dealing with the chronic kidney disease. And, a lot of that, sometimes that stuff takes a toll, and you have to reposition your lifestyle. You have to reposition on what's going on. And by me and my wife doing all these doctor visits, doing all the treatments and stuff, all that stuff is a lot. And, and I know some people were asking me, hey man, where's the show? Where's the show? And, it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. It's a lot to that's on the table that I'm handling mentally and physically. But praise be to God that I'm still here today.
Amen.
to either speak, to spread the gospel, and to do what God has me to do, and to still serve. So I just give God praise on that and everything. But that's what's been going on and everything. And trust me, I'm still dealing with it. So keep your prayers and everything. And because right now I'm even in transition between. I'm praying for a reversal, but if God said I got to do a transplant, then I have to do it. Whichever way God want me to go, that's where I'm going to go, because I know I'm going to stay in His hands. So, but it's all in God's hands, and I give God all the praise for where I am today. So, with all that being said, last episode we were talking about how the way we met. And so I have a good memory.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, what he finna say?
We were talking about that, and we were talking about relationship, and we were getting deep into it about how you have to communicate about the sex behind things, and we were really getting into how we met and how we were before, and everything like that. So I want to continue that, if you don't mind, to kind of finish it, because we were supposed to continue and it kind of dropped off. But I want to continue that because I believe it's needed and it's necessary to speak about relationships. Because again, in today's world, we already know that the world has its own way of what a relationship is, or what a marriage should be like, or what a relationship should be like. The world has its own idea. And I know we was using ourselves as an example to, let's see, what were we? We were basically at the point to where we were talking about where we met. And we were talking about, we were going through some things, and to where I had to change who I was before, to make sure that I change to lead change in the home. So this is the thing. I know a lot of people have their own opinion about relationship and everything like that, but relationship, it takes work from both sides, and of course it takes belief in God. Okay, that's just for one. But then two, it takes work from both sides. But then the biggest thing by taking work on both sides, it takes the effort to look at self first before you examine your partner. So if there are issues going on in your marriage, then you got to examine first before you examine your partner. And I know a lot of times, we want to say, man, my wife be doing this, or she be doing that, or she ain't right. Well, one thing I will say is that even during our therapy sessions or whatnot, with when we was doing early counseling with our Bishop-elect, Ricky Taylor, one thing that he did teach us is that we have to look at ourselves. You have to look at yourself and see, what are you not doing right? What's going on with you? Because half the time, I was studying some notes at work. Half the time when people are maturing, especially adults, people who are immature point the finger. And people who are mature are ready to own their wrongdoings. I mean, am I in the right spot?
You're in the vein. You're in the vein. As First Lady like to say, you're in the vein.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it goes, and I know a lot of people sometimes are afraid to approach certain situations in marriage. But man, the thing is, you can't be afraid of that. You can't be afraid to approach any situation or anything, because that's your spouse. And men, I'm talking to the men here, that's your wife. So you have to not talk to her any kind of way, But you have to know if there is an issue, if there's a problem, examine yourself first, and then make some time to sit and have a conversation instead of an argument with your wife. You know, and so from a woman's perspective, I mean, what would you, as far as like in that role, or in a relationship, like how if a female is feeling a type of way, and you know you got those dudes that shut out, that don't want to say nothing, how should she approach her man and give her and like say give him, like, you know, how can I say this? Kind of like give him not signs, but like give him an indication. Hey, we need to have a conversation because we have some problems. Like how should if the man is not the talkative one, or he don't want to start the conversation, how could she, you know, put in that position to actually do it? Because some men are stubborn.
True. But as you say, you gotta look at yourself first. So that female has to make sure that she's not the reason why he don't want to talk.
Right.
That she's not the reason why that he shuts out. Meaning that, okay, when he did used to try to talk, I would make an effort that she would come back, she would come at him, she would attack him in some type of way that it makes him want to shut down. So he no longer wants to talk. So he's always going to shut down. So you got to make sure you're not the one or the cause for the reason of him doing it. Now, you do have some dudes that are like that they've been like that. They always like that. Try to make an effort first. If you just ask him straight up, say, hey, babe, we need to talk. It's something that's been on my heart, on my mind. Can we discuss it? And make sure that it's a good time. In other words, don't approach him while he's watching a football game.
Yeah.
You know, don't try to have no heart-to-heart conversations when he's working on something. He's busy, and then you get mad because he ain't giving you his undivided attention, and he ain't listening, and then you be like, bruh, you know, and be all upset and be all in your feelings.
You can't expect more.
Right, you be calling it unnecessary irritation and frustration. And that was on you that time. So it's just different variables or different things that you would have to do. You gotta know your man. You gotta know, is he one that you can just approach like that and say, babe, we need to talk?
Yeah.
Or is it one that you gonna have to, you know, be slick about it, be like, hey, let's go out with such and such, or we're gonna go here, and then all of a sudden y'all meet up and y'all in an intervention. You got a mediator right there. You know, that can cause issues.
Yeah.
So you just got to know how to handle it. And try different ways. Don't give up on it, but don't be nagging either.
Yeah.
And don't be all, man, we need to talk. You know, don't talk at him.
Yeah, talking at is the worst. That is the worst.
Because no matter if especially if it's a male, if a male feel like you talking at him, it does something to his manhood. It does something to his pride. It knocks him down. It's like he gonna think that you don't see him as a man, that you don't see him as an equal partner. Like you talking to him like he your child.
But that's the same thing with men talking to women. You know, you can't and I agree that is true, but you know, you can't be yelling at a female or, you know, talking to a female, you know, aggressively because, you know, she ain't doing what you asked her to do. You know, you might have did something that made a man, bro. You know, you might have to check yourself at the door first. You know, when you came in the house, did you say, hey? Did you say, hey, baby, how you doing? Did you say, you know, or did you just walk in and say, where my plate at? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you doing?
Yeah,
you know,
learn to have conversation.
You got to have a conversation.
Learn to communicate.
You got to talk. You got to greet. You got to greet. You know, and I mean.
And I even thought about this while you was talking. Like, even be creative with it. Say if, you know, you can't get that discussion that you're looking for. Write him a letter.
Yeah.
And say, hey, babe, we need to talk. You know, I got something on my mind, or whatever extent of it. Don't go into too much detail. That way you can leave room for conversation. and then put it somewhere where you know he gonna see it. You know, put it on the dashboard, put it in the car, put it on the mirror, you know, or something that he's gonna see it, and then that way he can come to you when he's ready. Yeah. Or you can come back and ask him later, hey, babe, did you get my note?
Yeah.
You know, or something to start to open up the floor, to start the dialogue. You got to be creative nowadays, because sometimes that old school just approaching don't work.
You're right. You're right. I think it's due to like maybe because of different generation, and maybe because people expect different things, because there's a different expectation because of what the world has fed a lot of people. So people do things differently, and sometimes I think it was First Lady that said it, that sometimes we make but we was talking about something, I think it was in Bible study, saying that sometimes we make ministry harder than what it is. And sometimes we make marriage harder than what it is. You know, and the reason why marriage sometimes is made harder than what it is because of our own selfish desires or needs, or it's because of what we saw when we were kids growing up. We think that we have to run our house the same way instead of having our house to be what it needs to be. And you know what, matter of fact, I'm glad we're going this route, because I'm going to say this. I'm going to go ahead and say this. To be honest, every marriage has a unique identity. Okay? So even though y'all listening to us or y'all hearing what we're saying, yeah, you can take bits and nuggets, but you have to take those nuggets and add it to your own nugget. If you get what I'm saying. God put two people together for a purpose, and every purpose is different. So we have to have that understanding that even though if I come over here and read this marriage book, my marriage may not turn out like this marriage book I'm reading.
Right.
You know, my marriage may not turn out how, you know, how what's his name? King Solomon. You know, in the Bible, in the Songs of Solomon, it may not turn out like that. You might not have a night like that, you know. But the thing is that you have to you have to know your identity. Not make it, but because it's already made. But you have to know it. And once you know your identity, then you'll be able to work in that. Because like me and my wife, prime example, like it was this thing in the marriage club that we're a part of in this group on Facebook. And I saw this picture with this guy sitting on the floor, and it was another, and his wife had his feet on the head, and he playing video games while she on the phone. And somebody in the marriage group said, "Man, do I miss these nights, you know, where we could just, you know, chill out and stuff like this." And surprisingly, you know, a lot of females got upset because it's like he should be playing on the games anyway. Well, wait a minute, she was on the phone. But see, the difference is, and I said, man, I told my wife when I looked at it, I said, man, some nights that remind me of me and my wife. Watch this. That does not mean that me and my wife didn't have a conversation earlier that day. That does not mean that we did not talk. If I'm playing some games and she's on the phone, we chilling. That's we just chilling. But that doesn't mean we're doing that all day. It's just a time in a day where the kids are finally asleep, where we getting some time to ourselves, where it's peace and quiet, to we just chilling. I mean,
we both having our individual time, but together at the same time.
Right.
So that's why it comes to you got to know your mate.
You got to know your mate. You got to
do what works for you, because like that would be fine for us,
but it might not be fine for somebody else.
Yeah, but not fine for somebody else. So that's what you got to know as far as when he was saying your identity. Know what's you.
Exactly.
Know it's the things that y'all like. Know what you like separately, and know what you like together. And try to fuse it. So if he's playing games, I'm not a gamer like he is. So I might be scrolling on my phone on Facebook, or I might be on my laptop or something, but we still in the same room. And that's the point. As long as I'm good, he good. Or he good, I'm good. So it works both ways. That it's nothing wrong with how you spend your time as long as you spend time.
Yeah. And there is a time when me and my wife, we get out, we sit down and talk. Sometimes we sit down and talk the whole time. You know? Sometimes we sit and have conversations about things. At the table, in the room, before we go to bed, you know, all that. But sometimes we as people are so quick to judge because we don't do things like everybody else. Like that's not marriage. Marriage is supposed to be unique. It is not supposed to be something that is how can I say this? There's no, the only guideline to marriage is, you know, be one and join to one another only. You know, you ain't joined to your mom and your daddy, you ain't joined nobody. It's you and your wife. It's you and your wife, and then of course God is the head. But it's you and your wife. And so with that being said, how the way you guys do this marriage, of course, prayer, of course, you know, making sure God is a part. So that's the three things.
And God is the head.
God is the head. So I'll put it like this, because I'm kind of all over. I'll put it like this. God is the head and is the leader. Okay? He's the one who we go to prayer. So you got to have a relationship with him. Okay? Got to have a relationship with one another. Okay? So watch this. Just how your marriage may be different from somebody else's marriage, but you're still honoring God. Watch this. My relationship with God, and I have a relationship with God, and she have a relationship with God. But I still might pray. I still might love to pray in the morning. She might love to pray at night. But we still have a relationship. So the thing is that's the same thing with marriage. Even though people are being loyal to one another, they still might play video games. But that doesn't mean that they're living a foul life. Oh, well, because they went out to this jazz club, they marriage is trash. Or just because they did this or did that. Man, look, sometimes we get so stressed out about the things of life to where we try to mimic other people's marriages. What worked for your marriage may not work for mine.
That relationship goals stuff, the hashtag relationship goals, or this is relationship goals. That's where all the memes and stuff come from. So people seeing a picture, but they don't know the reality. They don't know the behind the scenes stuff.
Right.
All they see is a picture. So just like they judge that picture in the club, in the marriage club, that's all they see.
That's all they see.
So they try to they prejudge or judge and try to mimic something that might not be what it is that they see.
Right. And that's the thing, like, from, I think that's what's wrong with society, and mainly because of social media has opened that door, because whatever we post or whatever we put, that's supposed to be our life. And so in today's world, it's so easy to paint this picture and say, oh, this is how it's supposed to be. Yeah. And no, man, look, let me tell you something. Sometimes you're not going to agree with one another. And sometimes you are. Most of the time you are. Okay? If you find yourself disagreeing all the time, then you need to sit down and have a conversation. Something wrong. Yeah. But it's not going to be perfect. Whoever said marriage is going to be perfect, they just wrong. However, if you know you engaged, men, I'm talking to you. If you know you engaged to that girl, or if you know you a girlfriend, and y'all been dating for 3, 4, 5 years, you need to go ahead and put a ring on that finger, man. Ain't no point.
Yes, Lord.
It's no point to procrastinate Because that's why the Bible says, man, when a man finds a woman, he finds a good thing. And it is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? It keeps you, finding a woman keeps you out of trouble.
A wife.
And yes, I'm finding a wife, but this wife have to be a woman. We ain't talking about no girl, no immature woman. Okay? You want a grown woman. Okay? Because you ready to be grown. So she needs to be grown.
And remember that y'all are not going to have it all together.
Right.
It is not going to be all together.
It's not going to be all together.
That's what you waiting on to say, well, I'm not set yet, or I don't have this yet, I don't have that yet. You blocking your own blessings.
You blocking your own blessings.
Hindering yourself from receiving all that if you might make that step. So you just never know. So that thing that guys are taught, that they got to have this, they got to have the job, they got to have the house, they got to have a car before they get married, before they put a ring on it.
No.
Yeah, that could make her leave if you take too long.
You don't need to wait on that. And it's better, watch this, it's better to go through the struggle together than to go through it separate.
Yes.
It's better to go, I'm telling y'all, man, being married is such a blessing. Because watch this, it blocks majority of what the devil have planned for you individually. It blocks it. It blocks it. Especially because marriage is ordained by God. So it blocks it. But then, of course, the enemy try to come up with new schemes. But the thing is, with those schemes that he had planned before, once you get married, that's why he get mad. Like, God dang it. Now I can't. No, he got her in the...
Because that force is greater.
Exactly.
Because the Bible say one can put 1,000 in flight, but two can put 10,000 in flight.
Yeah.
So he knows when that number increase, then he got a lot of work to do. He got to work a lot harder.
Look, watch this. Half of it, you don't got to worry about sexual sin no more. So that's one of the biggest ones. But the thing is, it's like it comes down to this. It's just when you're ready to get married, do it. Don't be afraid. And you're gonna go through stuff. You're gonna go through stuff and everything. Don't worry about the world and what the world says what marriage is supposed to be. Marriage is supposed to see what God said it's supposed to be for you. And yes, there are instructions in Ephesians, the 5th chapter. There are instructions on how to be a husband and wife. Okay? Even Jesus gave some instructions. However, even in the midst of those instructions, still you have your own identity. So if you met at the arcade and y'all 10 years into the marriage and y'all haven't been to the arcade in years, but you got like go to Dave & Buster's. If you met at the jazz club and you haven't been in a while, go to the jazz club. And it's not to say, TJ, you trying to say go do worldly sinful stuff. No, you have to understand that whatever makes your marriage unique, that's what's going to make it work. That's what's going to make it work. That's what's going to make it work. The word of God and your uniqueness. Boom. It makes the devil mad. Why is that? Because you at that point, you're flowing in the spirit. You're not listening to nobody else. You're not listening. Everybody ain't in your business. Mama Joe ain't telling you, oh baby, you need to do this. You need to go get her get her that big diamond ring and she trying to tell you to get your wife stuff that she wanted.
Right.
No, man. It's all unique. It's all what God put you together for. And once you remember that, that's why people tell you gotta get people out your business. Mm-hmm. You gotta get them out your business. And counseling is good, but watch this. Counseling is good for a time. Because if you begin to rely on that counseling, then
You ain't applying it.
Boom.
You're not applying it.
You're not, because, and then watch this, you're hindering your growth as a couple.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good, counseling is good, but for a time. And then for when that time's moved on, we have to all grow wise one day. Once we grow wise, then we'll be able to, that's just like, oh man, what am I trying to say? When you ride a bike, it's just like riding a bike. We ride with the counselor or the training wheels. But we have to get on there. Who want to ride with training wheels the whole time? Nobody. One day, you want to get off those training wheels.
It become a clutch.
It becomes a clutch.
A crutch.
A crutch, I mean. It becomes a disrespect, actually. You be like, man, get this stuff off. But then if you're not listening to what the training wheels are trying to tell you to keep your balance, then they're going to be on there longer than what you know. So, but then once you start finding your own balance, guess what? We start creating our own tricks and start doing our leans and stuff and everything like that.
You add your flavor.
You add your
own
flavor.
Uniqueness.
Exactly. And now you and the bike are more one than you were before with the training wheels on there. Oh man, that's good. Wait a minute. So I'm just saying that's what make marriage good. And the world has it twisted because the world thinks that, hey man, I need about 15,000 books to tell me how I need to be married. Man, no, you don't. It's okay to read them, but if you're and then watch this too. If one person is reading them and the other person is not, that's an imbalance.
In a way. But because if the other person is receiving what the other person read, so in other words, like say you reading or whatever, you got your nuggets you pulled out of it and you try to apply it. So if the other person is receiving of it, then it's okay. Then it's good. Just because you're not necessarily reading the same book doesn't completely mean that there's an imbalance. Basically, it has to be an effort on both sides, as you said in the very beginning. So if you're reading it and you're taking nuggets and trying to apply, and the other person is receiving and y'all working to try to apply those nuggets, then all gravy. But if that one is trying to apply and the other one not receiving, then it's friction. Mm-hmm. Then it's not gonna work. It's not gelling. Yeah, then there is the imbalance.
That's it right there. That's it right there. She said it. She said it. Because if that's just like, Carla, let's say Carla read that book, Relationship Goals. I haven't read it yet. Okay. But I think she read some of it. I haven't read it yet. But just to use an example, let's just say that in that book, she tried to do something. Now, if I wasn't receiving, then I can be a distraction. And I can be like something that like hindering, because the worst thing, and men, I always come from the men. Men, the worst thing you can do is not work with your wife to make things better. If your wife is out there doing what she got to do, going to church, doing, taking care of the kids, if she's out there doing everything and you at home doing nothing, come on, bro. You got to come on, man. I mean, I'm serious. And the reason why I'm saying that, because I was one of those dudes in the beginning, and I was talking to my boy, RDMC, about that. We was just talking about that, about how we matured from boyhood to manhood. And you have to mature, because if not, she's gonna get tired. She's gonna get sick. And she's gonna be like, bro, I'm tired of this. Like, man, God gotta be something better, because this Negro ain't working. He ain't doing nothing. He doing the same thing he's doing, but I'm
that can happen is for a female to shut down.
Oh,
when she's trying and putting effort, man, and you're not giving her something back to make her know that it's worth her to keep doing what she's doing. When she shut down, that's over. When she get to the point that she don't care no more, that's that dangerous zone. it could be a possibility that she might come come back from that, but it's very slim.
So that you know, okay. So explain to the men, or explain to those who are watching, how, if they did get into that area to where he just messed up, and she in that place, how can a man change things around to bring her back?
Action. You gotta show her, cause just talking, she's way beyond past that. She's not hearing that no more. She gotta see it, and she gotta see the consistency. So you can't just do it for a month and then think, oh, okay, I'm good. No, you gotta keep going with that. And then that'll start opening up her eyes that God gonna be like, you see him? Look at what he doing. Open your eyes, baby girl. It's okay. He trying. Then she'll start to become receptive and be like, okay, I'm gonna let him back in. We're gonna see. She might be a little hesitant, but you gotta understand why she hesitant. Because you helped put her in that place. So in order to help bring her out of that place, you gotta start showing her. Because all that talking, that's just gone. That's going in one ear and out the other.
Now I hope y'all heard that.
I'm just saying.
I hope y'all heard that.
And it can go like that for the fellas too.
Yeah.
It can go like that for the fellas, especially them genuine ones, the ones that really try, that's really putting in the effort. When they get to a point that they tired and sick and tired, you gonna more so see anger sometimes, but it's just because that's all they know how to express.
Yeah. Well, dudes gonna take you straight up. I'm gonna tell you, when men get tired, they'll be quiet for a while, but then what men gonna do, they're gonna give you a full-blown conversation.
And they're gonna start making moves without you.
And and watch this, before a man make a move, what they'll do, they'll have a conversation with you and see your response. And whatever your response is, women, that is your pivotal moment. Because if your response is childish, he already making plans immediately. If it's not childish and you immediately accepted what he said, and now you're starting to look at yourself, he'll take some more time with you. See, the thing with men is, now I will say women love harder than men. Okay? Men, we get tired quicker than women do. Women can take so much. And trust me,
it's just in our nature.
I understand. I don't know. It's
in our nature.
Maybe it was in the DNA that when God took that piece of rib out, I think that was in that DNA, and then he just made it, and then just like here, when he took that rib out from Adam and just, when create Eve, and they took the impatient rib out, but.
Whatever.
I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? They took the, I think that's what happened. We just because men we don't. Women can take so much, and it's been since the old biblical days, dude. Like they take so much from men. You know what I'm saying? And now men, on the other hand, they can take a lot from women, but men have the more ability to say, "I'm finna make moves." You know what I'm saying? I'm already finna make moves, and you're not finna know about it. You know what I'm saying? Until you catch me. That's what dudes do. And that's a dangerous place for men. It is, because you don't need to be having no baby mamas. But the thing is that's when men get tired. But when we get to that place, and trust me, there are good men out there. We try. But if the woman that we're with, she keeps cheating, and the vice versa. If you're a man and you keep doing what you're supposed to do, or you're not doing what you're supposed to do, come on, man.
And sometimes it ain't even all about cheating.
It ain't about that.
It's just your character.
Yeah.
Or the things that you do. It's just
the stanky attitude.
Your habits. Yeah. It's like, bruh, come on. Dude, you got to show some type of growth.
Yeah.
And we understand, and I'm sure both sides understand that it does take time.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as the effort is being shown, then they're more willing to to get that time. They're more willing to work through it as long as that there's effort being showed. Because when it's only one fighting for the marriage and the other one not, it ain't gonna work.
Nah, it's not. Both have to do it. Both have to do it. Both have to do it. And unfortunately, and some people are selfish like that. They look at each other and be like, "It ain't my fault. It's your fault." Again, going back to the beginning, you gotta look at yourself. Look at the man in the mirror.
Did MJ make a song about that? I'm talking the man in the mirror. Oh yeah. So I'm just saying, you gotta look at yourself. You gotta look at yourself, man. Because change begins within before you see change on the outside.
Right.
So until you change within, you won't know how to change the outside. You won't know how to change the circumstances around you until you got change within you.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man.
Gotta preach.
Wow.
So on that note, we're going to pass now.
Let me stop. But no, seriously, man, like... But no, seriously, like we have to start this stuff like this. We have to start talking about it because, man, we live in a world that is straight up full of me. It's full of me. And I'm gonna, with this episode here, I'm gonna stop it right here. And the next episode, I know since where we are, we end up talking about the relationship and how we gotta. I want to talk about how is the right way. What is the right way? How can a husband cover a wife, and how can a wife cover a husband? Not throw him under the bus. Not get in the RV and run him over 50,000 times. Not, don't be talking about, oh baby, come outside. I want to. Let's try this new crate challenge. Well, so, but we got to make sure that we want to, unless you're doing it for fun and games, but don't knock over the crate, y'all. Come on, man.
Yeah, if y'all gonna do that crate challenge.
Don't do that. Don't do it. Don't do that stupid.
Please be safe.
Don't do it.
Wisdom says don't do it.
I'm like my boy Jason Okoro. He put up a picture on Instagram and he said, "This is what we did back in the day with the crates." And the crate was attached to the pole.
Yeah.
And now people look, I'm with the people that attached with the crates to the pole. I don't know about all the crates are stacked up and then I'm trying to hurt myself. Then another dude posted a video with his face busted up, swollen because he fell. Look, man, I understand everybody want to have fun and they're bored because of the pandemic. But find something else to play race. Go outside and race each other. Just race outside.
What happened to those days? Been outside till the street lights came on.
Man,
running
jump
up and down the street. Right.
Hopscotch. Jacks. Something.
Dodgeball. Ball square.
Yeah. Well, dodgeball can't get your face messed up. But it's still fun.
Now.
No, it's still fun.
Okay.
Yeah, but all this crate challenge, hot water challenge, that was dumb. No. Just be careful. And don't, please. Just, But other than that, y'all, man, it's been great. It's been fun. And like I said, the next episode, we're going to talk about covering one another. Because that's honestly what we need to do in today's time. Because now, just because you here wearing this wedding ring, it's almost like a magnet. And people don't care.
No.
So, we got to talk about, how to cover one another. Even when somebody's at fault.
Sometimes that ring, it magnifies it.
Man, I'm telling you. So, just, even when your spouse is at fault, we got to know how to cover. You know what I'm saying? And we cover each other, So we ain't perfect, but we cover one another. So, but other than that, I'm so happy we did this episode. So until we meet again, and also look out, I'm going to say this right now. Labor Day is coming up. So I'm going to try to do something for Labor Day. Since a black man is off, I'm going to try to do something for Labor Day. Try to make a special episode. So stay tuned for that. So stay tuned for that, man. So we're going to get into this thing. But listen, guys, God bless y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. And until we meet again.
Oh, wait, hold on. So, in reference to the giveaway from earlier, I ain't give an end date.
Oh, yeah.
So, you got to do it by, let's say by the end of the month. And we'll have the draw on October 1st.
Baby, it's
not the end of this month. I'm sorry. By the end of September. So, you got to have the screenshots and everything. So, you give time for the video.
Help y'all.
Circulate. Help me. So, you got to have your entries and stuff. Make sure you did what I told you to do. You got to like and subscribe to the Real 100% Real Talk YouTube page. You got to share the YouTube video. You got to run to Instagram and Facebook. Like and follow the Final Touch Jewels. So when you do that, screenshot those things and then inbox it to the Final Touch Jewels Instagram page or Facebook page. I can't get my words out. Facebook page. So I'm going to give y'all from now until September 30th. And then that first week of October, we'll do a drawing. So if you're trying to wear it's jewels, like I got the earrings on, you can't really see the earrings. I got a bracelet. Okay, that's the only jewelry I got on from that I got. So, or you can check out the website, www.paparazziaccessories.com/474501. Or you can run on over to Facebook or Instagram and just click the links in the bio. So thank you very much. Thank you for the advertisement, the free advertisement on the show.
Hey man, that's called love right there. Love. Okay, but no, but guys, listen. Thank y'all for tuning in. I hope y'all got all that information. But thank y'all for tuning in, and until we meet again, peace.